Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at Smelter for the PC. The game was developed by X Plus Company Limited and published by Dengan Entertainment and Gamer Game and released on a PC in 2021. The game is a classic 2D style platformer mixed in with top-down strategy levels and one hell of a story which you won't have been expecting. Here's the details about the game in the review. Okay, so we all know the story of Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden, right? Well, this game is a tale all about that story. Only with this one, it's like someone took a lot of mind-altering drugs, took the original story, and then mixed all that up with some anime-style appearance and one hell of a twist on the plot. The game's story starts off normally as you would expect it to do in the Garden of Eden, but then the Garden of Eden itself is destroyed after Adam eats from the Apple of Knowledge. Eve wakes up in a strange location and then finds that Adam is missing, but also finds a creature in front of her, going by the name of Smelter. Smelter then strikes a deal with Eve where he can merge with her and transform her into a powerful weapon that the two of them will then use to expand Smelter's territory and regain his kingdom, and hopefully find Adam in the process, and maybe find a way for the two of them to return back home. The game's main two characters are Eve and Smelter. Smelter is a creature that you're mostly going to be interacting with for the most part of the game. Eve herself doesn't really seem to say very much or anything at all, and appears to be one of those silent protagonists. You'll meet and greet various new characters throughout the game. Most of these will either be allies or enemies of Smelter, who used to follow him previously when he ruled the land. Smelter is a game of two halves. The first half is a 2D platformer, which you would expect it to be, and is everything that you would expect in the process because it is your traditional 2D style platformer. You'll be hacking and slashing your way through various enemies and bosses, whilst jumping, dashing and levelling up your skills and abilities. The second half is like an old school style top-down strategy game, which is something quite odd and new to find mixed in with a 2D platformer. I know this part might not appeal to all gamers, and it is quite something a bit different to the platforming sections, but it really isn't that difficult as what you might first think that it is. It's different, and it will throw you off a fair bit, because something like this isn't really what most are expecting to find in a 2D platformer, and combining these two styles in this game is an original idea, to say the least. Smelter's graphics are going for a classic 16-bit era style look, but with today's features, and this has been done beautifully. Everything just looks and feels fantastic, and has all been brought to life with some amazing character designs and level creations. The design and look of Eve and Smelter alone is just nothing short of impressive, and echoes a lot of similarities to Samus and her suit from the Metroid franchise. The enemies and huge boss battles will also have you in awe as well, because you'll be fighting off against giant dragons, acid-spitting frogs, and so much more. The classic 16-bit era style graphics here in this game really are a treat for the eyes, and will not disappoint. Just like what I've said with the graphics, the levels for Smelter are pretty damn impressive as well. Just like with the game's graphics aiming for the 16-bit era style look and appearance, the levels are also going for the retro 16-bit style difficulty as well. This means that they are going to be hard, and that they will require you to have a decent level of skill, as they do start off fairly easy at the beginning, but then they very quickly raise the bar, and remind me a lot of past 16-bit style platformers, which never ever really let up on you or gave you a breather. You're going to be impressed by the levels and their variety, be it with how they look, or with how different they are in their difficulty. Smelter is a game which very quickly had me hooked. It's got fantastic gameplay, it's got brilliant level design, and it's got one hell of a crazy twist of a plot. There are a lot of 2D indie platformers made these days, but this really is up there with some of the best of them. It's a game which manages to mix today's era's style of gameplay and also the classic 16 retro-bit era of gaming together, and it does them well. Smelter really does a fantastic job of pushing all the right buttons as to what makes a great game, and one which I highly recommend, as I know if you do decide to buy it, just like how I was, you will instantly be hooked. Well, that's it for this review, guys. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and please subscribe.